Hello, so in this lab we will be getting familiar with the Amazon Kinesis and configure Kinesis agent, which will help us to collect log entries, and we can perform query on those log entry and get data from that query. So the learning objective for this lab is, first we will create a Kinesis firehose delivery stream, which will deliver our data to the S3 bucket. So by creating a Kinesis delivery file stream, our data will be stored in the S3 bucket, and then by using the Kinesis agent on Linux in EC2 instance, we will send data to this firehose delivery stream. So data will be sent to this firehose delivery stream and stored in S3 bucket. Then using the Amazon Athena, will perform query on log data that is stored in the S3 bucket. So if we have to perform a query or analyze our result, then we can perform that using the Amazon Athena, and that query will be performed on the S3 bucket, as the data will to this S3 bucket will be sent by the Kinesis agent, which will create on the Amazon EC2 instance. So first of our objective will be to create a Kinesis firehose delivery stream, which will store our which is our first objective, as it will uh, uh, we can see that it will store our data in the S3 bucket. So coming to this interface, we will first go to Kinesis and create a delivery stream and provide the source, which is direct put, and Amazon S3, which is our destination bucket, and created a bucket where we have to store our data that we get from the Kinesis agent, and provided two folders, logs, which will store the data that come from the Kinesis agent, and S3 bucket error, if any error is encountered, that will be stored here. So and we similarly we reduce the buffer interval so that data collection can be easier and we can get data fastly. By this we create a delivery stream so that our data will be stored in the S3 bucket. Now we have to create a Kinesis agent which will send our data to the S3 bucket. So for that, first we will be going in the EC2 instance to connect our EC2 instance with the Kinesis agent. So for that, we will go to the connect of the we will connect to the already provided instance in this lab and click on connect and provide the username, and then this EC2 instance is connected, means it provide us a Kinesis agent. But this Kinesis agent is not now connected to the our this application. If we can say, this Kinesis agent is created, but this Kinesis agent is not connected to this firehose delivery stream so that it can send data to this. So for connecting this Kinesis agent to the firehose delivery stream, first we will in the first command we have update the Kinesis agent, means key Kinesis agent version. Then we will create a configuration file for the Kinesis agent, which will give us loglight Kinesis endpoint, which is Kinesis endpoint where the data is to be sent, and firehose endpoint, which we have provided, which will send data to this, which will send data to uh, which will send data to this environment, that is firehose delivery stream. We have provided the endpoint here so that it can it can get familiar with this. So we have provided the endpoint in the path in the Kinesis agent. Then we will start the Kinesis agent. Now Kinesis agent is start. Then we checked if the agent is active or not. So we get the active state running, and then we will provide log files to the Kinesis agent, that this log files you have to send. So here we have provided sample data. If current time is divisible by 10, if is not divisible by 10, then you have to echo, means print out not divisible by 10 info, and if it is divisible by 10, then we have to provide the error, means this is type of a sample data. We can say that if time is divisible by 10, we can say that hello, this number is divisible by 10, and if it's not divisible by 10, then we can say that it's not divisible by 10. This is sample data so that we can look that our data is going to the Kinesis firehose delivery stream so that we can analyze, and then we will send we will click on this and this data will be sent, and then we can see that the information is looking like this, that error according to the time. If it is divisible by 10, 000, so divisible by 10, so we get error, and if it not divisible by 10, then info. Then we send this data to the our delivery stream, which is firehose delivery stream, and it gets stored in the S3 bucket, as we have mentioned earlier. So now our data is sent by the Kinesis agent, which we have created using these commands, and connect the Kinesis agent using the configuration file, and which send our data to the firehose delivery stream. Now we'll perform a query. Our data is stored in the now our data gets stored in the firehose delivery stream S3 bucket. Now we have to perform query on our data which is stored in the S3 bucket. So we will go to Athena and explore query editor, and here we will specify the result of our query. Means every query which we will be performing, we will be storing that query in the S3 bucket result folder, so that if we have to look our previous query that we have run, we can look into that. Then we will create a data source selection, means what type of query we have to perform. So we will click on data source, and here we specify the input from where we have to take the logs. So here we will specify where we will specify the location of the input dataset, which is stored in the S3 bucket logs, which we have created S3 bucket, and logs which we get from the Kinesis agent. And create specify that our query should be, means our data that we get from the logs should be stored in the table and a database which we have created, and so that our query can be performed easily. Then we can see the data format and data selection. Here we have specified a regular expression, so that which will help us to select the all the log files and output the data. Means here we get the, for example, output data like info. In the previous step we have seen that uh, output data we get in the format of info error. So we have here it is. So here we have specifying a regular expression to differentiate this data. Info is separated in a different column, and this string not 10 second multiple 10-second multiple is stored in another column, and this is stored in another column. This value is stored in another column. So this we are specifying by using regular expression, as it help to differentiate a string characters. So here we have specified that regular expression, that input dot regex, and here we have specified three columns. Level column will select the info or error thing, and the name column will select if it is a multiple of 10 or not, and message column will get information regarding the timestamp that we get. Then we created a table, and here is a document data type definition of our table. Means level column is type of string, name type of string, and this is this. Then we created a new query. So firstly we get the first 10 data from our table. So here this is sample table. As I said, level will store the info or error, name will store this, and message will store this. Then we perform another query, and we can also store this query by clicking on dot 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 and query name, and save this query. And then we also perform a query and get the percentage of info operation we get, info data we get, and percentage of error data we get. So similarly we can perform many other queries in the same data set that we get. So if we can summarize this lab, we can say that in this lab, first we will use Kinesis agent to which will Kinesis agent and configure it to monitor our log file. So Kinesis agent help us to send the data to the firehose delivery stream, and data will be stored in the S3 bucket, and we will perform query on the S3 bucket using Amazon Athena. So the role of Kinesis agent is to send data to the delivery stream, and it send data to the delivery stream when we specify the endpoint to the Kinesis agent in its JSON configuration file. So that's all for this lab, and thank you.